Hello, everyone. Busy getting my work done. It's been hard. I can't handle winter time, and but I just wanted to sit and chat with you today. I don't everything that I tell you. I don't expect that you have to do it because each person is different, and each person's circumstance is different. And but uh, the rage is everybody talking about food, and I mean that's not all they're talking about, but they're worried. People are worried that they're not going to be able to have enough food to eat, enough to sustain themselves, and but when in reality, I don't know about the other countries. All I know is what I hear from time to time. I've watched some of these little Oriental girls after they come home from work. And I mean, good God, they eat. I've never seen it, but and they're skinny. They eat, but they eat natural food. They don't eat processed food, and they stand and they cook it from scratch. But anyway, um, America. Why I don't understand why America is so big on eating. I mean, they go to work to the office in the morning, and somebody's brought in donuts. They always got a coffee machine there. That I can understand. Coffee machine, tea, that kind of thing. But people think that they've got to have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. Um, and the thing is, well, breakfast. As soon as you get up in the morning, you gotta have that energy and that nutrition and everything. And but and we've been programmed into thinking and believing that we've got to have 3 meals a day and snacks galore, or we're not going to survive. I mean, so society has put their little robots, their human robots, on a schedule to eat, on a schedule to do this, on a schedule to do that. That's just like people that have to go to, get rid of their waste. Well, when you go to the hospital and they, well, sweetie, did you make a bowel movement today? No. Oh my, we got to get you some stool softeners. You've got to make a bowel movement. Fitting us in that little box that everybody has to follow those certain guidelines. It don't work that way. We're not all in that little box. Our bodies are all different. And but I hate to disappoint y'all, but you really don't need 3 meals a day. That's why our body is getting so overloaded, and especially with the chemicals and stuff now that they're putting into our food and making the processed food and spraying the apples and the fruits with a peel to make them last longer. The bread don't even taste like bread anymore. I don't care whether it's gluten free. I don't care if it's just wheat. I don't care if it's seeds. I don't care if it's sourdough. Uh, the bread don't taste like bread anymore. And people just keep loading up and loading up on that stuff. And we have a lot of thin people, but after they get to a certain stage in life, they blow up like, oh my God, I was 195 pounds at one point. And this is after years of being a skinny mini. I was, the most I had ever weighed was 135 pounds. And the least I ever weighed was 98 pounds. That was in my teenage years. But 195 pounds. And I know a lot of guys would say, well, yeah, I know. In fact, I know somebody would say, in fact, they have said, you could sit a teacup on my butt when I'm standing up. My God. Oh, and how I found out, because I was in a marriage, and he drank, the whole family drank. And because I couldn't handle the lifestyle and everything that they did and how they acted towards me, I would drink beer and screwdrivers. I put on some weight. Of course, and I was eating good. I mean, we ate good. And I seen that, I said, no, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. So after I left the marriage, I started losing the weight. I quit, happened to medicate myself with alcohol to handle the dis-ease that their alcoholism was bringing to my life. And so then I lost all that weight by dancing and eating less. Eating less. So now I'm to the point now where even I'm trying to get myself completely away from the boxed foods. Sometimes I do it because that's the cheapest route to go at any particular point. But and the bread, no, it's just like right a little bit ago. I had a cup of coffee with French vanilla creamer to give it, because I really don't like coffee. I really don't. But I drink it as a way to keep me sitting, keep me quiet, keep me occupied so I can hear what God has to say. So I had 2 pieces of gluten-free bread. Oh God, that stuff tastes horrible. There's no taste to it really. Well, it does, but it don't. But it's still not good for me. It's not good for my gut, and our gut has got to be able to produce everything that the brain needs to supply the body and tell the body what to do, and for the body and all the cells to know what to do, to have the right nutrients in it and stuff. And they've sold us a pack of lies for years. We do not need 3 meals a day. Way back when, and I don't know what they did back in the caveman days. I imagine that they had to hunt for the food. I think they did. I don't know because I wasn't there. None of us was there. Supposedly Adam and Eve was in a garden and they got thrown out, so then naturally they had to, I imagine, resort to animals then, killing animals and eating them. And so therefore then it just trickled right on down. Well, as man began to be able to think more proficiently, more intuitively out to what to put in this body. And now, of course, and it finally turned into consumerism, capitalism. I need to make this money, so therefore I'm going to sell this any way that I can sell it to people, to our little robots, to keep them alive enough, to make them think that they're going to be alive enough that they can work for us and make us rich. But our bodies are being overloaded with chemicals and things that we're not supposed to be eating. Oats, corn. Those things were made for animals. Animals were supposed to eat them. And if you go back and look at Genesis, it said the whoever, the creator, whoever, source, Anunnaki, whoever, told us in that garden that we were to eat um, fruits and stuff like that, anything with seeds in them. The herbs, different flowers are called herbs and stuff like that. The teas are herbs, but we were supposed to eat it. We weren't supposed to grab it up and package it up and pour water over it and all that. We weren't supposed that wasn't the go-to back then. And the animals were to eat foliage and stuff like that. Like all the animals that was tall enough, they could get up and eat them. The trees that were high enough that had the foliage and stuff on them, and the roots and stuff. They dig the roots and stuff out of the ground, like carrots and stuff like that. We were not told that we could eat anything without seeds. Carrots within them do not have seeds. The seeds are up here at the top, or bulbs. Maybe they're grown by bulbs. I'm not sure about that. Somebody look that up maybe and let me know, please. Uh, but when you pull them up out of the ground, I don't see no bulbs. I see just roots. So onions have seeds up on the top of the plant that's sprouting out, but there's no seeds on the inside of them. So we were to eat things that had the seeds on the inside of them, like strawberries. Strawberries have the seeds right there. Blackberries have the seeds right there. That sort of thing. And the animals were to eat like the roots and all that kind of good stuff. But now there are certain other things that they have found, like beets and stuff. Beets grow in the ground like potatoes. Potatoes, I really don't think we're supposed to eat them, but I love them. They're good, and that is my main staple are potatoes. So, folks, cut down on your eating. We don't need this great big, like say for instance, okay, maybe you want steak, and you know how pricey steaks are anymore. Cut that baby up in 3 or 4 or 5 pieces of steak for yourself, and stretch that out over a week, or okay, I don't want steak today. Well, freeze what you're not using today, and some potatoes and of course carrots. I use carrots, so the green beans is more because they've got seeds in them. Green beans, peas. If I'm not mistaken, I think the peas that come out of the shell are the seeds. Don't know, but start sitting down and thinking critically. Get up in the morning. If you don't drink coffee or tea or anything like that, drink some water with Celtic salt. The Celtic salt is the best. It's supposed to be better than Himalayan pink salt. Right now I've got the Himalayan pink salt. Now I did get away from taking the chunky kind. Now, I do sprinkle it on my food in a shaker, but I also have it in chunk form. And I was putting it on my tongue, letting it melt, and then drinking my water. But some people take the finer Celtic salt and put it in their water, lukewarm water, not cold, ice cold water, and sip on that in the mornings. That gives you the minerals and the vitamins that you need. And if we're doing that properly, if we're doing that and the cells are letting, because the magnesium in them will let the water in. So that means that we don't need to drink tons of water. As long as our cells are getting hydrated because of the magnesium is pulling it into your cells. Otherwise, the water that you drink just goes into your stomach and on out the door. So you're getting a little bit of hydration, but not what you need. And then your coffee, your tea. Um, and I've been thinking about this hot cocoa thing. Uh, Way back when I was a kid, we used to make our own cocoa. Now we had to use sugar to do it, because you look at your hot chocolate today, it's got sugar in it, and God knows whatever else it's got in it. Dried up marshmallows sometimes and different things like that. But we've been sold a pack of lies, folks. One good meal a day and one snack. Now I've been gravitating towards that because if you let your stomach rest and you let your body fast, your body will start being able to heal itself a lot faster. But of course, in among that mix of eating properly, you've also got to use your words properly. Yeah, you can't go around saying I'm sick, I'm poor, woe is me, my life is a mess. You can't do that because your body will store all of that. Your cells store all that. Your cells have memories. So it hears you, it obeys you, and it'll just make you sick and woe is me kind of deal. And they try to tell you fake it till you make it. Well, that's all well and good, but you've got to really believe that you're going to make it. You've got to believe that you're going to pull through things, no matter how hard it is, and no matter how hard it seems, and all the things that come up against you. You just gotta and brush all that negativity off of you. Stir that energy up around you. Get up there and swing around and do things like that. Do the dancing. Do that wild dancing to stir that energy up around you. Get rid of that stuff that you just spoke. Bad stuff that you just spoke. Or some, people out around you that you've been out in the public and all the negativity and all the bad energy. But again, we eat too much, folks. Our body don't need that much food if you're putting the right nutrients in it. And y'all say, well, I can't afford organic food. Well, forget the organic food. I mean, first of all, how many of you out there call yourself Christians? Is that you say grace over your food? Well, forget the grace. Do you bless your food? Do you say talk to your food? Do you talk to your food and tell it? Because it's energy, just like your energy, just like anything out here is energy. Talk to your food and tell it to make itself into the kind of food that your body needs. rearrange that, take those chemicals and stuff out of there. Now, don't purposely go out and buy a bunch of stuff that's got, that's got chemicals and stuff in it. Do the best that you can. When Paul got bit by that snake, he just flung it off and didn't pay not a bit more attention to it. He knew that he knew that he knew that that snake venom was not going to hurt his body, and the immune system go in there and fight that if you allow it. So right now, my immune system is fighting something that's in my body that I don't know is there, and it's my job to figure out what's in there that's making my immune system attack my muscles, attack my tear ducts, attack my saliva glands. Because that's what your immune system is for. Is to go in there and fight foreign things in your body, viruses. They'll go in there and fight those viruses, get them out of there. And there's just so many things that they've lied to us about. The medical field. Oh, she's got a fever of 100. Oh my God, no. Your body needs that fever. Now, you don't want it to go up to 108 or nothing like that, because then it'll fry your brain. But that fever is a way for the body to burn up, to destroy certain kinds of bacteria and viruses and whatever else in your body. Your body knows what it's doing if you just allow it. Your brain has got to tell that body what to do, how to function, how to move your arms, how to hear, how to heart pump, your liver work, all those nerves and neurons that's running down through there. Okay, you're thinking, I'm going to move my arm. I'm going to move my leg. I'm going to touch my face. I'm going to read this book. And your eyes start reading. So you need to take care of your brain, like I've said before. Put those right nutrients in. Get those minerals. There's 84 minerals in Celtic salt, and I forget how many vitamins. That Celtic salt alone. You ever see farmers and stuff, and I don't know if they still do it or not, they put salt licks out. They're big cubes of salt, so that those animals can go and lick on that salt, so they can have the salt. Their body needs that salt. They'll even put it out in the woods and the forest for the deer. So, I'm just saying, folks, start learning how to cut your eating habits down. Start portioning your food. And when you say, well, that wasn't enough, our stomach is trained to be hungry if it's not filled to a certain capacity. But as long as you've got the amount of nutrients in your body that it needs, tell your stomach to go pound sand, because you're not going to give it anymore. So, well, okay, I'm just telling you what I'm finding out for myself. We eat too much. And I've been slowly working on mine to get myself to a point where I'd like to know how to detox whatever's in my body, because Our body collects different things in life, different parasites that get in our body, gets in our intestines, that gets in our stomach. And those different parasites do things that it's not supposed to, like in our joints and stuff, and the medical system don't tell you that. Now there are a lot of doctors out there that are trying to let us all know, but of course, as you know, there's other people out there that try to stop them from letting us know what we're really supposed to be eating and putting in our body. I heard a doctor the other day say, dark chocolate is better for us than olive oil. And you know how they're saying that olive oil should replace any kind of seed oils and stuff like that. So that's all I know. I know that I'm working on it. I'm trying my best. I had such awful pain in my legs yesterday, and for the love of me, I couldn't understand what it was. I hadn't really done anything except go to the dentist, went out and swept off the car and stuff like that, but I think it was because I got so immensely cold. My leg got so cold, it was like it was freezing it on fire. So, but I got through that, and it's the next day, the sun's shining out here, but on that note, remember, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. But your spirit, if it's broken, will dry up your bones, and you will become useless to yourself. And Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinks in his heart, that's the way he will go. So if your heart is saying, I'm poor, I'm destitute, nothing good's ever going to happen for me, that's the way you'll go. Change your way of thinking. You got to change your mindset. So your heart will change its mindset, your subconscious. And if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. So my thing for me is, right now I'm in a camper, and there's still things that need to be worked out so I can have a little bit of everything I'd like to do. And I've been working on that gradually, and my hope is, and my goal is to make this camper so good and so well that I can enhance my life, that I can find a certain kind of a job or a way to make a more generate more funds into my life, more income, more stuff that's going to help me do what it is that I want to do in life. So, y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Remember, thinking. Always thinking. Sit down and if you work, take the time in the mornings before you go to work. Don't rush out the door. Don't lay there in the bed, sleep till it's time and jump up and go. Make yourself do things that you don't want to do. I've got a cup that says that. Make things happen. All right, bye. Love y'all. Talk to you later.